I am Will Mack. This is Willpower Fishing. I'm really excited today. I'm gonna go fish a little apartment lake from the bank. It was pretty warm yesterday, got to almost 50 degrees. Today it's gonna get to almost 70. So I think that'll warm up the water enough to get those fish a little bit active. I am gonna fish for bass a little bit, but if I can't find any active bass, I'm gonna go tie on a crappie jig and look for some schools of crappie to get into as well. So I'm excited just to be out, and let's see if we can't catch some fish, baby. Left any fish in here for me? Good, man. How about you? Yeah. Give me some. Got a little. Is that the chatterbait? That bait? Who invited this guy, huh? Well, how are you gonna catch a fish?
I'm not. It's a mess.
You should have stayed at home.
I was going to stay at home.
What's going on, Mitch? So what this is a little canal that goes from this part of the lake under the street into another little lake. And this little canal holds fish. It holds crappie, bass. All right, today I'm throwing one of the classic baits of all time. Little beetle spin. 1/8 ounce. And see what it do. Up. Oh yeah. Not a bad little crappie. Just a beautiful little paper mouth. Just tossing her out there and kind of giving this a really slow retrieve. Enough to bump a rock or two on the way in. The beetle spin is doing its magic. Oh no, it's a little bass. A little largie. Well, that is nothing to write home about. Future 5-pounder. You caught a fish.
I caught the first fish in the day.
I'll be
because of my buddy.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
Oh, good one, Mitch. Good one.
Yeah, that's very cool.
All right.
That's it.
Hey, thanks for sharing. Flip him up here. Feels like a better fish anyway. Yep. It's not. Holy cow. That is a giant fish. Well, that's unfortunate, but that is a 6-pound bass. Dams, these little corners of these lakes, sometimes bait fish will just be pushed up against this drain or this dam, and bass will just be in there hanging out, waiting for an easy meal. Braid. Mm-hmm. I always use a Palomar knot.
Okay.
Fold it in half, put it through the jig head. Tie a square knot, cinch it down, open up the loop, pull the lure through, cinch the knot down. Did you get that, Mitch?
I got it.
Yeah, right.
That's the Palomar knot,
That's
right?
yep. Same one I'm gonna tie for you next time too.
Yep.
There we go, yeah. Oh. Well, I think I've caught 15 of these. Oh. There we go. Oh. Hey, this is why they're all in there. Look at that. Look at that. Here's some fishing that's really fun, is jig and bobber. And when you have a little bit of turbulent water like this, it's kind of nice because the water will actually, the small waves, the undulations of the surface will actually give that jig enough action where those crappie will just absolutely hammer it. Oh, there he is. There he is. Come here, little guy. That's a nice one, Mitch. Beauty. Yeah, it's a little better. We're pushing 8 inches, Mitch. We're pushing 8. Yeah, we're getting there. Came out today. It's a rainy day, it's a windy day, but I was hoping we'd run into a bunch of crappie or bass, and we did just that. And it was an absolute blast. Nothing huge. Maybe we caught 1, 2, maybe 3 eaters, but man, it's about being out. It's about enjoying the experience, and it's about chucking and winded, baby. Bow. Let's talk a little bit about what was working. So I was using a very simple rig, something that I've had on this channel a couple times before. This is a 1/32 ounce VMC Mooneye Jig Head. Boy, that's a mouthful. And it's tipped with a Strike King 2-inch grub. I was changing the colors every 4 or 5 fish. That seemed to keep me kind of hitting those active fish. Now where I was fishing wasn't very deep. I think the deepest part of that little canal was about 3 feet, but I would definitely cast to the other side, let the jig hit the bottom, and then from there I would try to wind back in such a way that it would stay 6 to 8 inches off. Caught a bunch of fish that way, and then it dried up like that. And that's when I employed this technique right here, which I talked a little bit about in the video. This is jig and bobber, or jig and float. The really cool thing about this is it works awesome on windy days. The waves or the small undulations of the water will actually move your jig head up and down because the bobber stays on top. It floats on top of the waves, and it gives that tail, whatever you happen to have on your jig, a whole lot of action. Some people will use, believe it or not, a little paddle tail jig trailer, and some people, this is another classic, will use more of a Bobby Garland style. But any way you do it, is when that bobber is on top of the surface of that water, the water is actually doing all the work, giving that jig its action. Didn't catch some giants today, but in that same spot that I was fishing, I have caught some really, really nice fish. Check this fish out from a couple years ago. Hey, that was a slab right there. I'm talking about 1.5 pound crappie. You can't always control the size of fish you're catching, but what you can do is make sure you take the subtle cues and the subtle clues that Mother Nature gives you and employ those into the best strategies to catch you some fish. Well, I met Howard, my old man friend, my brother-in-law Brett, who I'm always fishing with. I met them this morning at that little lake I was talking about, and we must have caught between 40 and 50 fish between the three of us. Just had an absolute ball. Mostly crappie, nothing huge, but it was just fun. Anytime you can get out with buddies, you know, fishing is just a great thing to do. It's a great way to bring you together and have a good time together. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bunch of fish on there, and as always, until next time, tie on a crappie lure, bang, and chuck and wind, baby. Peace.